I'm very sorry. Sans is not on the list. Hello, everybody. Hope everyone's having a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening, depending where you are. Yeah. So, uh, typically on Wednesdays I do streams with Matcha, but Matcha's not feeling too well tonight, so I had some free time, and it's also this is actually my last night before I go on vacation. So I was like, I want to do something that doesn't involve me saying I'm going to do something small and then having a 4-hour stream. Because last time I did a Final Fantasy 14 stream with the intention of it being a short stream, it ended up still being 4 hours just because I get sucked into it. So I thought it would be a better idea to play neither of the games I'm playing right now, and do something else. And I put it on a vote, and doing a tier list won, specifically for doing a suspicious man tier list, which I am an expert of. But welcome in Varen, welcome in Salem. Hope you guys are having a fantastic one. But yeah, I am something of an expert for suspicious men. So specifically suspicious fictional men. They're kind of, if you've ever watched a stream of mine or like, I don't know, talk to me, acknowledged my existence, you probably know that I am somewhat of a connoisseur of very suspicious fictional characters. They are my favorite archetype and everything. So yeah, hopefully the music is chill. It's really rare when I like just have backing music during a stream. So I just have like a soundtrack from an anime going right now. So hopefully it's not too loud, but if it ever gets loud, just let me know. We'll shove it down. But yeah, so this is the stinky man tier list, also known as the suspicious man tier list. I can make them worse. Yeah. Yeah, I'll go over the categories, but basically I have compiled a list of suspicious men from media that I have had that I know of. There are definitely more than this, but I've not. Is that Kate said? Don't worry about him. Hi Tenten, how you doing? Hope you're having a fantastic one. Yeah, so there's a lot of suspicious men here. We're gonna rate them based on my personal tastes. So yeah, the categories are the ultimate stinkers up here. These are basically my favorite of suspicious men, like my ultimate favorites. I think there's only I'm gonna limit this spot to 3 because I do like a lot of these guys. But yeah, so these are just my ultimate favorites. These are my favorite little stinky men. They get top spot forever. So these two categories, is that Germa? Don't worry about it. So these two categories are basically the same because I like these equally. So like these two categories are like, I like them, but what about Waluigi? Waluigi isn't suspicious, Matcha. Waluigi is not a suspicious fellow. He is openly evil, so I don't think he's very suspicious. He's not hiding anything. What you see is what you get with Waluigi. It's not a secret with him. I don't think he deserves to be on the suspicious one. What about the rose? What the hell does the roses mean? Exactly, he's so transparently evil, does not even deserve to be considered suspicious. He's just an evil dude, and we really respect him. Yeah, he's very open about it. Exactly. So like anyone who's openly evil does not get a spot on this list. The mustache tells all. Exactly. Yeah, so basically these two green categories are like, these are just suspicious men that I like, but two different flavors, you see. So this is the poor little meow meow section. That means whatever horrific things they have done, I forgive them for it. They have done nothing wrong. They had a good reason for all the horrible things that they have done, and they're fine. They're just like really innocent little dudes. And then the I can make them worse section, which means they have done horrible things. They are definitely guilty of them, but also I want to watch them continue their career. So I would like them to do worse, please, actually. So I can make the worst category literally like, keep doing what you're doing. I'm just going to watch from a distance. I am really intrigued about what you're going to do next. Then he's none of my business. That just means I don't feel strongly about this man. It's just like, yeah, he's suspicious, but you know, it's not my business. So he can just keep doing what he's doing. And then we have murder on sight. It means I hate them. So he can, as soon as I see him, I'm going to run him over with my car. There's going to be no survivors. I need to take him out for the betterment of everything. Then these two categories down here are just like, because there's some people in this list that might not specifically fit into suspicious man category. So if they do not fit really into the suspicious man vibe, then he's either going to be declared a decent man or an asshole. Like Waluigi is a decent man. He's just a decent evil man. So Waluigi would have occupied this category. Sans would occupy this category too. So yeah, yes. So Sans would also be here because like Sans isn't really up to something. He's just kind of watching the child and making sure they aren't up to something. So it's mainly that like it's mainly Sans just looking out for people. So Sans is also a very decent man. But yeah, what makes a suspicious man, you may be asking? Because there's a lot of evil characters in anime. There's a lot of evil game villains and stuff. So what exactly makes a suspicious and stinky man? Well, you see, they gotta be up to something. They gotta be hiding something from you. They can't be openly evil. They can't be open about what they're doing. They gotta have an agenda behind the scenes. And there's also a plus of them being very charismatic. Charisma is a great plus for being very suspicious. Because it makes you wonder about them even more. So yeah, I guess we should get started. They gotta have the pizzazz, the riz. If they don't have pizzazz, then what's the fucking point? You just got a really like scrungly rat scurrying around on the ground. So yeah, let's get started. It just put all these images in just a random order, so I'm just gonna go by as they come up. You may be seeing some characters that you may be wondering, hey, Nur, why are they on this list? And don't worry about it. We'll get to them later. So first up, I don't think anyone probably knows about this in chat, but this is Natsuri Shuichi. He is a character from my favorite anime, Natsume's Book of Friends. He is a poor little meow meow. He is very up to something. But you know, it's fine. It's fine. Basically, like I'm like trying to like explain this in a way that makes sense for people who have not seen the show. But basically, he's very anti-yokai, and the main character Natsume is very pro-yokai. So he's up to something, willing to lend Natsume a hand, but everyone in the fan base and everyone who watches this looks at this man as like, you're going to do something later, and I'm not looking forward to it, but he's pardoned for any of his future crimes. He hasn't done any current crimes, but future crimes he's forgiven immediately. Please list the crimes he's being pardoned for. He hasn't technically done anything yet. We think he's done something. He's generally very sussy just because basically Natsume, the protagonist of this show, has a giant book of friends, and you can't really, basically, if someone's name is written on the book, if you destroy it, then the person whose name is written on there also gets destroyed. So basically their soul is tied to it. Natsuri wants to destroy it and kill all the yokai that are in the book. So, you know, not the best of intentions here, but I forgive him. I think whatever he does is very forgivable. Okay, so next up is Akechi from Persona 5. Yeah, it's a big yikes. It's fine. He's a poor little meow meow. It's fine. Yeah, exactly. He's valid. So we have Akechi from Persona 5, murdered on sight. I fucking hate Akechi from Persona 5. I genuinely do not know why people like this man. I mean, this kid. He's a kid, right? Crow. I know he's Crow. Does not deserve the title. He does not deserve the title of Crow. So Akechi, I don't know, the vibes of this man, the problem is, so he fits the bill. He is suspicious. More like mosquito, yeah. And there are 3 of these characters people I submitted to. Perfect. So yeah, Akechi fits the bill. He's suspicious. He's up to something. He's very charismatic. But the problem, his most offensive trait that will make me murder him on sight is that he's smug about it. Like, nobody likes someone who's up to something and smug about it. He's just like, oh, I know something that you don't, and I'm just so much better than you because I'm very smart. Nobody likes that in a man. That's why I will murder him on sight if he crosses my path. And honestly, this is the reason why I never got Persona 5 Royal. Because because I was like on the fence for Persona 5 Royal, because I was like, but I already played Persona 5. It was such a long game, and this one's gonna be longer. Like, I'm not sure if I want to get the new game. And someone was like, no, you gotta play it because it has more catchy in it. I was like, no. That has made my decision. I don't want more of this guy. I want to kill him. So more of Akechi is a negative for me. So yeah, murder on sight. He's the reason why I never am going to play Persona 5 Royal. I'm like, I plan, yeah, exactly, kill him. That was a highlight of my Persona 5 run. Spoilers, but honestly, this game has been out for so long, it's not really a spoiler, I guess. But yeah, fucking hate Akechi. Get out of here, dude. I don't want you here. Spoil me. Yeah, you kill him during the run. Apparently something different happens in Royal, but in the original Persona 5, you kill him. Because he like goes mask off like, oh, this is what I'm up to. Ha ha ha, I'm so evil. And then you kill him. And then they try and make you feel sad about it when I was just like, I felt nothing that entire scene. All right. So here we have Shigure from Fruits Basket. Not my, exactly. Royal is not my Persona 5. They should port in the original on Steam. That make it way easier for me to stream it. Because I'm literally gonna, at some point, I want to stream the original Persona 5, but it's only on PS4. They never ported it. So instead, they have the shitty Akechi adventure on Steam. All right. So we have Shigure from Fruits Basket, one of my favorite childhood animes. Ultimate Stinker. For those of you who've not watched Fruits Basket, basically, Shigure is the guy that sets things in motion. He's extremely manipulative and kind of lets the protagonists like witness pretty like horrible, like manipulative shit from the family head. And he basically does all of this to make the family head fall in love with him, which I think is great. I can forgive him. He was honestly, Shigure, again, Fruits Basket, very formative for me. I read it. It was my first manga that I ever read completely. And Shigure is somewhat of a blueprint for me. So he deserves an ultimate stinker spot just because I look at this man and I'm like, oh, I think there's a pattern here that stems from this man. Uh-oh. So yeah, did some horrible shit, manipulated a bunch of teenagers into like very emotionally damaging stuff. Casual suspicious man activities, but we forgive him because he's an ultimate stinker. I love him. All right, so next up we have fucking Asahi from Final Fantasy 14. I hate him so much. Asahi, if you have not played Final Fantasy 14 Stormblood, which I haven't got to this part yet, so you don't even know him if you've been keeping up with my replay. I don't even know how to describe him. He is just so horrible. He is like the worst character that I've ever met in a, I sure don't know him. Exactly. You don't need to know him. Actually, whenever you decide to play more Final Fantasy, you should stop right at the point before beating this man and just skipping the Shadowbringers. You don't deserve to know him. He's horrible. So what are his crimes? Being a little dick. Basically, he is obsessed with the Emperor of Garlemald at the time, who is Xenos, and basically during the story of Stormblood, he kills Xenos, and Asahi, like little bitch, scampers up and is just like, oh, I am the new envoy from Garlemald. I'm going to make peace with you. And then he just leans into the Warrior of Light, glares at them and says, you fucking killed Xenos. I love Xenos. I'm gonna kill you. And like, holy shit, he's the worst. Guys you don't want to fix and shouldn't fix. Exactly. Hi Apple, how you doing? Hope you're a fantastic one. A lot of fixable men here. Exactly. We can fix a lot of these guys. Exactly. Fuck this damn turd. But yeah, his crimes include basically he manipulated Suyu, who is another character in Stormblood, into doing a bad, which we don't like that here. Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Baron. How do you feel about purple guy in this list? The bite of 87. Oh god. Purple guy, murder on sight immediately. So purple guy would also be a murder on sight. Like, not for any lore reasons for purple guy, but only because he's affiliated with FNAF. That's the only reason why he'd be on this list. Because of FNAF. His crime is being in FNAF. So that's the purple guy opinion here. Official. Copyright it, put it on your wall, print it out. Official statement from me. Exactly, true. So yeah, Asahi, horrible character. Probably my least favorite character in Stormblood, second to Xenos, who I also hate. Also, wait a minute. His other crime is that he loves Xenos, and Xenos is terrible. So, yeah. Yeah, frame it, notarize it, have it witnessed, have it like submitted through the court system so it's official. Just do that. All right, so this was actually suggested to me by a friend when I mentioned I was doing this tonight. The Crystal Exarch from Final Fantasy, again, a Final Fantasy character, which the Crystal Exarch is basically a very mysterious figure during Shadowbringers, and you know he's up to something. However, he's like, he has an agenda, and he's clearly hiding something from you. He do be acting a little sussy. However, that's a decent man. He's not, like, despite him having a very suspicious agenda, you don't really believe it half the time. He's just too nice. Like, half the time when he's like saying very suspicious and like very like ominous things, he's also like making sandwiches for you and caring for you and having a conversation about how you're feeling. Like, you believe nothing from this man. You don't believe he's up to anything. So he's just a decent man. So Crystal Exarch, great guy. He has some suspicious qualities, but he's not deserving of the suspicious man title, unfortunately. Wait, what do you mean wait? But he lied. Tenten, I'm sorry. Tenten, I'm sorry to tell you, but it was very obvious. I think you're the only one who was tricked. Hi Ness, how you doing? Hope you're a fantastic one. We're rating men. If anyone doesn't know, it's a big reveal at the end of Shadowbringers that the Crystal Exarch is Grahatia, but everyone saw it coming except for Tenten. Oh, gullible. But like, see, still, he said he wasn't Graha. I know. He was saying that he wasn't. He said that he wasn't Graha. I got that same dialogue, but he was like stammering during that tense, and he was just like, oh, sorry, I've never heard of Graha. Fuck you, Baltimore.
If you're dumb enough to buy a new car this weekend,
you're a big enough schmuck to come to Big Bill Hell's Cars.
Bad deal.
Cars that break down.
Thieves.
If you think you're gonna find a bargain at Big Bill,
you can kiss my ass.
Thank you for the fuck you, Baltimore, Tenten. You've been getting, that one's been popping up so consistently recently. Like this fucking randomizer just loves Baltimore for some reason. But yeah, can't believe we got lied to by him. But he's still a decent man. Like, would you still think that he's suspicious, Tenten? I don't think he's suspicious even if he lied. Like, we all fib sometimes, Tenten. No, okay, he's a decent man. I know you want to make your case, but like, still, like, I don't know, probably your favorite character has also lied in some capacity to you. Do you also believe them? Like one of my favorite characters of all time, Natsume from Natsume's Book of Friends. He says he's okay all the time. No, that boy needs therapy. He's not suspicious though. He just has some issues to sort out. No one is ever okay. Exactly. All right, so next we have Vin from Tears of Themis. For those you don't know, Tears of Themis is a gacha phone game by miHoYo. It's the only miHoYo property that I currently enjoy to this day. Basically, he's the more suspicious psychiatrist dude. However, big however, despite miHoYo portraying him as the like mysterious, very suspicious man who has an agenda and is up to no good, he's literally just a decent man. Like, he's literally like, he's the definition of trying to be suspicious and failing miserably. Because like, most of the time when he's suspicious, it's just trying to be like sly. He's trying to seduce the main character, but he's being very roundabout about it because he's like, I have to be the suspicious man in order to win her over. So yeah, Vin, officially a decent man. He has some traits of a suspicious man, but genuinely, I don't think he really fits into the rest of the categories. He's just a decent guy. Which honestly, most of the Tears of Themis boys just falls into decent man category. None of them have anything that's like necessarily like sussy about it. Who is this one? He is his Vin from Tears of Themis, a mobile phone game gacha thing, which I have been playing for over a year now. Wee. Okay, so let's get into everyone's favorite character, the Onceler. Suggested by Salem on Twitter. I have to make a confession though. Despite me being a avid Tumblr user for years and years and years, I've actually never watched the Lorax animated. I've just seen this man so many times. Like every time I log into Tumblr, I see his face, but he's a fucking asshole. From what I can understand, he like starts out as a chill dude, then just becomes like a capitalist, and yeah, he lets the capitalism take over, but that doesn't mean he's suspicious. That's the key. He's not up to something. He's just fucking he's just a capitalist. Sure, suspicious men can be capitalists, but a capitalist does not make a suspicious man. I'll suck you for free. Oh god. So yeah, he's just outwardly a villain. So he's outwardly being a capitalist and cutting down all the trees, and Danny DeVito is like being very angry at him, I'm assuming. I've read the book. I know generally how things go. So I think he's just an asshole. So he does not deserve the suspicious man mantle. That's what happened. Okay, cool. I didn't need to watch the movie then. Yeah. I can talk. Okay. Next up is Raven from Tales of Vesperia. Anyone who fucking knows me goes on the top. Raven is one of the Tales traders. So in every Tales of game, there's a trader, and Raven Vesperia is the trader of Tales of Vesperia. He is one of my favorite characters of all time. I actually have just between you guys and me, I do have a body pillow of this man. And it's official. But yeah, love this guy. Basically, here are his crimes. Here are his suspicious crimes. He was supposed to die. Ness. Don't give me that look. Only one ultimate stinker slot left. I know, I'm gonna have to like be very careful with these slots. Yeah. So his crimes include basically, during the journey of Brave Vesperia and Tales of Vesperia, he basically feeds information to the Empire, who's not that great, and also kidnaps one of the characters and does something horrific. Tries to murder the party. Is also a triple agent. So, which is really, really cool and sexy of him. However, he did this because he was supposed to die years before the game started, but was kind of resurrected by magic of some kind. And basically the person who held the key to him staying alive was the enemy. So it was basically like, hey, if you don't do all these horrible things for me, I can just like end your life again. Wouldn't that be cool? So that's the entire reason why Raven did all of that. So I think his crimes are very forgivable. Because like literally this dude died, was resurrected, and then the dude who resurrected him was like, hey, do my bidding or fucking die. Again. Oh, and also when he died the first time, he watched his entire platoon. He was in the army. He watched his entire platoon die in front of him. So he was very traumatized, but we love him. He's one of my favorite characters of all time. He's great. I fucking love Raven Vesperia. He's such a fascinating character. If you want to know more about this man, there's a manga for him. Like they did a whole manga and light novel of his backstory, and it's fucking tragic. It was just wild. Splatoon. Please get therapy, man. I know. Honestly, most of these guys need therapy. Pretty much like everyone here deserves therapy in some kind. Except for you, you're an asshole. I don't think therapy can fix being a capitalist. You're the exception down here, buddy. Okay, so next is well, this is gonna fill in my ultimate stinker category immediately. He was nice at the end. I mean, still, after you destroy the environment, that means he just regrets things. Like he didn't get fixed. He was just like, oh no, I did a bad and killed all the animals and trees. Oh man. I can't make a profit off of them anymore. Oh geez, all bonkers. Oh man, damn, that's crazy. Not rich anymore. Exactly. Okay, next is Anders from Dragon Age 2. Anyone who fucking knows me, do you guys see that little guy sitting on a box in the corner of my stream? You know, yeah, that guy, Matcha, that guy with the emote with that. Yeah. That's the third ultimate stinker here. So, I have streamed this game before, but basically, Anders is a mage in the all the slots, yoinks. Yeah. So Anders is a mage in the world of Dragon Age, which mages are persecuted and kind of kept locked away. And Anders is very passionate about freeing the mages and making sure they have, freedom, which is, a good thing. And basically, at the end of Dragon Age 2, he blows up a church and causes a war. And he sets this all up behind the main character's back. The variety of these men confuse me, but Christopher, hi Baka, how you doing? Hope you're having a fantastic one. Yeah, very base of him to blow up the church. Yeah, but and he's also possessed by the spirit of justice. So there's also a question throughout all of Dragon Age of whether or not he is completely in control of himself, which kind of adds some spice to his suspicious nature, because it's also like, was it actually him in control, or was it the spirit of justice making him act to blow up a church? Like, it has like a lot of spice to him, and he's so good. I just fucking love Anders so much. There's a reason why he's an emo and also a permanent fixture on my stream. Just because he's just a good guy who also blew up a church and, can potentially murder people during the run. But, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, so next up is Arden from Final Fantasy 15. So this is a suspicious little character. He is trying to plunge the world into darkness. Which the reason is because he got betrayed by his brother back in the day. He got corrupted and now wants to kind of destroy the world through darkness and stuff. I can make him worse though. I do like Arden a lot. A lot of people don't like him because he's kind of one-dimensional. If you don't play his DLC, he's very one-dimensional as a villain. But I think he's neat. I think he should just keep doing what he's doing. Like, we don't need to justify his crimes, but I think it would be very interesting to watch him keep going. He's very charming, very charismatic. He has a really old car that he drives around. I think that's really cool. He works for the Empire. He betrays the boys at some points. It's great. And also he's the final boss. Does a lot of fucked up shit too. Like he like turns into like, he fucks up with Noctis's brain at some point and makes it so Noctis thinks one of his friends looks like him. So Noctis goes and attacks his friends thinking it's Arden, and it's really fucked up. But God, it was such a good scene. I want him to continue doing that. That was so interesting and spicy to Final Fantasy 15 stuff. Ugh. Love Arden. Everyone go play Final Fantasy 15. Everyone's moved on to 16 now that that's out, but like 15, despite it being a very flawed game, I love it to death. It has such good moments in it. No, it's not fine because it was a horrible scene, but you know, I just want to watch him do more. We're not here forgiving him. We're not going to forgive this man in this category. We're just going to watch him do more. Like, it's more interesting to just let him like run around like a rat in an enclosure. It's how another DLC. Yeah. It's how episode Prompto happens. He can do worse. I agree. He sure can do worse. All right, so next up is Child. Child is from Genshin Impact. He's very suspicious, works for, it has been forever since I played Genshin, but works for the evil empire. Openly will tell the traveler this and just like, hey, I work for the evil empire, but I'm not suspicious really. He is suspicious though. He tries to destroy Liyue, an entire city-state, and he just does all this in the shadows while trying to like on the surface help out the player character. I want to watch him keep doing what he's doing. He's a little crazy. He's a little insane, but I think that's interesting. Like his backstory is that like he went into the abyss, got a little fucked up and came back wrong. Honestly, delectable. I love that. Want to see more of this career grow. This can only get worse and worse with time, and I want to see it. It's the only reason why I have any passing interest in Genshin Impact. I just want to see how much this man can fuck up. The most interesting guy to ever come to Genshin Impact ever. And now there's probably like a gajillion characters that he's getting buried under. Because every like 2 seconds, Genshin Impact coughs out another character and is like, hey, here's a new waifu. Play gotcha. Yeah, despite his crimes, he could do worse. I love this. It's the opposite of I can fix him. Yeah, it's like we want him to do worse. Like, please, like we are not fixing this guy. We're just gonna let them continue doing what they're doing. Come on. That's what makes it interesting. All right. So next is Reigen from Mob Psycho 100. Sometimes you want them to be worse. Exactly. Sometimes a spicy need for a story.
The boy! Hello, boy! Welcome! Here he comes! There he is! Here comes the boy!
Yeah, here. Thank you for the bits, Masha. Here indeed comes the boy, who is he's a poor little meow meow. Yeah, he's suspicious. Yeah, he scams people, but he's a good father. So everything can be forgiven because he's a good father figure to Bob. Like, we do not like I've not watched a lot of Mob Psycho. Like, I've watched enough to know what this man's about, but God, he He's horrible otherwise, but he is a good father, and that is why everything is forgiven. We don't need to discuss anything. Good fathers trump everything else. So it doesn't matter if you do scams, doesn't matter if you're, lying to a little boy, it's fine, but you're still a good father figure, so, it's fine. It's actually, exactly. It's a rare good father W. That's why he's in the poor little meow meow cat category. All right. Ha 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 ha. Oh God, there's so much laughing going on. I'm a little scared now. Oh God. Oh no. Oh no, exactly. Reigen's doing his best. And I think everything could be forgiven for Reigen. Like, good father. That's all we need. All right, so next up is a confusing entry to the suspicious man category, but this is Kate Sith from Final Fantasy VII. You might be wondering, hey Ner, why are you putting Kate Sith into this category? And to that I say, okay, Kate Sith, not actually a cat. He is a remote controlled little animatronic that's controlled by someone in Shinra headquarters, and he does betray the crew. And basically he's the double agent that enters the crew specifically to keep watch on them for Shinra and, just keep tabs on him. I would murder him on sight though. Fucking hate Kate Sith. Basically, he's very suspicious in the fact that he just kind of bulldozes his way into the party. He just kind of forces his way there. And you're just kind of like, well, that's weird. Why are you just like forcing yourself in this party, my dude? And then later, when your party is looking for, what is it? The black materia. You find like a clue or something that lets you like access it or something, like a key to access the black materia. And Kate Sith is just like, oh, let me just steal this and give it to Shinra. And you watch him give it to Shinra. And then he turns around like, yeah, I work for Shinra, but I'm still going to be in your party because I have this child hostage, and it's one of you guys' children. And if you don't allow me to keep being in your party, I have your child. So fucking hate Kate Sith. Later he gets character development. He's just like, oh, maybe I should root for these guys. And I don't know. There's a really stupid scene in Final Fantasy VII where basically Kate Sith has to sacrifice him to run under saying, I have your child. Hi, Scally. I have your child. Specifically your child. I have your child. Pay me money and maybe you'll see them again. Hi, we're rating suspicious men. But yeah, Kate Sith, he has a weirdly, you could have them. Oh my god, putting Scally on the suspicious man tier list? Oh my god. Sus. Hi Dr. Fexus, how you doing? Hope you're having a fantastic one. I'm putting Scally, Scally gets to be on poor little meow meow section. Poor little meow meow abandoned his children, but still a good person. So he's forgiven. Yeah, Kate Sith, he has like a weird heartwarming scene in Final Fantasy VII where like he has to sacrifice himself in order for the party to get something. And they make it to this long drawn out scene of him being like, oh no, I'm gonna die. I'm sacrificing myself. Only the thing that everyone forgot is that he's a fucking animatronic. So like a minute after this heartfelt scene of him going away happens, the second version of Kate Sith just like walks up and is like, oh, hey guys, I'm the second version of Kate Sith. My creator sent the next one over. It's just like so stupid. Like it was the stupidest scene ever. And I don't know why they decided to do that. Yeah, Emmett's here. How could I have not included Emmett? He is the definition of sus. All right, so we have Doug from Rune Factory 4. Doug is a villager in Rune Factory 4 that you can date and marry and stuff. However, when you first start up the game, you can't get his hearts over 3, which really sucks because you need 10 hearts to marry someone. So you can't marry him for a while, and that's because he's a double agent. He's working for the evil sex empire. Yes, that is right, the sex empire. It is called the sex empire, and he thinks that like what they're doing is good, even though they're very evil. And he's working with them until like halfway through the game. He's like acting against you, stealing stuff before he can get it. And Ayo, yeah. And then like part way through the game, he gets like really injured. He's like, oh no, I've learned the error of my ways. I'll stop being suspicious and stop stealing things from you. Oh no, he's not really my business. Honestly, he's a character I don't really give two shits about. He's just very suspicious for most of the story. You can't even like marry him until you're done with Act 2, which is most of the main story. And I don't know, like the reason why he wanted to be with the sex empire is very stupid, in my opinion. Anyone with a brain would have figured it out, like, oh, maybe these guys aren't so good. The sex empire. Yeah, the sex empire. Exactly. Someone else can have him. He's not my problem. He's none of my business. I don't need to deal with this guy. Yeah, marriage. You can marry this guy. I mean, not me, but it's none of my business who he marries, so you can marry him. Like, if you want him, you can have him. You can get married to Doug. Yeah, none of my business. He is suspicious, but he gets better. So he's suspicious during half the story, then he gets reformed. Nah, I'm good. Oh, nobody wants to marry Doug. Oh no. All right. And well, if nobody wants to propose to Doug right now, we have the Umbrella Man from Hello Charlotte, who's up to something the entire story. So, yep, exactly. So the Umbrella Man is basically the caretaker / watcher of Charlotte. That might have changed with the stuff in Hello Charlotte 3, but I'm just gonna go with that story for now. Yeah, Goro Akechi, murder on sight. What's the other question here? That is Goro Akechi, and I will kill him. Anyway, Umbrella Man. Yeah, so he's just kind of this enigmatic figure that watches over Charlotte, and very suspicious. You know he's up to something, but you can't really pin it down until you've gotten much further into the story. And as far as I'm concerned, I can make him worse. Whatever he's doing, he can keep doing. I'm just gonna watch with interest in the behind the scenes. I think all the suspicious things he's doing is great for him. Just keep going. Like, he is very affectionate towards Charlotte, especially in Hello Charlotte 1 and 2. But, you know, whatever he's doing behind the scenes, not my business. Not really a poor little meow meow in my opinion. But I can make him worse. I'm gonna let him be worse. Yeah, Anders is at the top. Here's Scully. I have 2 fucking emotes of Anders. Do you think I wouldn't put him at the top? Yep, only 3 ultimate stinkers, so all the 3 top spots have already been claimed. Anders is definitely one of them. Exactly, the Anders shake. Love to see it. So the next choice was a bit of a wild card because this was submitted to me on Twitter by a Mr. Check These. I miss Andrew.
Boy! Hello, boy! Welcome! Here he comes! There he is! Here comes the boy!
Here comes the boy indeed. So, to my genuine surprise, Check decided to suggest Germa for the suspicious man. I don't... Mr. Suns himself, exactly. Honestly, I have only watched a few streams of Germa. Like, is he Mr. Sus? I guess. I've only watched his fucking Sims video, like where he built a Sims house and chat was controlling him. That's like my main exposure to Germa, as well as like memes he happens to be in. So you know what? You know what? I just gonna let him keep doing what he's doing. I think whatever he's doing over there, suspicious-wise, he can just keep doing it. I don't want to reform him or make any excuses for Germa, but he just can keep going at the pace he's going. Whatever chaotic things he wants to talk about, or stream or do to himself, he's welcome to do it. But God, I'm just gonna watch from a distance. So anyway, that's where Germa went. Like, it's still the most shocking thing when I open Twitter, like, oh, I got a reply from Czech. I wonder what he suggested. Then just see a fucking picture of Germa. Like, okay. Cool. Guess he'll be on there. All right, so Emmett Selk. He is the main antagonist of Shadowbringers, Final Fantasy 14 Shadowbringers, sorry.
Here comes the
Boy! Hello, boy! Welcome! Here he comes! There he is! Here comes the boy!
Thank you again for the bits, Matcha. Indeed, here comes the boy. He can be worse. So yeah, this is Emmett Selk. He's basically trying to resurrect the ancient civilization. He is from the ancient civilization and wants to basically create catastrophes in order to resurrect them. In order to do that, he has to cause like 13 different calamities. But I think it's so valid of him to cause so many calamities. Like, he is so, like, honestly, in Shadowbringers, the last area really kicked me in the gut. And I was just like, holy shit. I went from being very indifferent to Emmett to being like absolutely in love with this man. Like, all through like a single area in Final Fantasy. Like, it was that good. And he's just very tragic. I like him. And I think he should continue doing all those calamities. I think he should fuck up even more, actually. I think the Warrior of Light should have let him live. All right. Yeah, no arguing. Emmett, he's gonna be worse. It's gonna be fine. Here's some Crestoria people. I doubt anyone knows who these guys. I would be genuinely surprised if anyone knew these guys. These two dudes are from Tales of Crestoria, which is a failed mobile game that closed in 2022, like early 2022, like February, I think. So this mobile game has been closed for quite a while, but the story was very good. So this is Orwin. He's one of the party members. He is a very old, suspicious man, and he's a poor little meow meow. So his story is that he's very unreliable. He's kind of a horrible husband, horrible father, which you might be wondering, hey, nerd, why are you putting a horrible father in the poor little meow meow category? Well, you see, that is only at the beginning of his tale, where you just like see him, you're like, oh God, this guy's horrible. Like, he's a terrible dad. He's a terrible husband. He's like very aloof, goes out drinking and stuff. But then you find out, oh, it looks like his wife is a monster who may be eating everyone. Whoopsie. So he's been drinking and going out a lot because he's been trying to figure out what's up with his wife. So he is very distraught about the fact that, oh, his wife might be eating everyone. Uh-oh. And there's also the question of like, oh, what does that mean about his daughter? Uh-oh. So yeah, so when you meet him, you go and investigate like what's like happening in the town. And if oh whoopsie, I married a monster who consumes people. Whoops. Exactly. Like, the thing is, like, his wife is like a creature that can turn into just a regular person, and apparently he's been noticing that she's like gone at night, and sometimes he notices like, oh, well, I kissed you on the lips, my beloved wife, but I tasted blood, and I don't think that's normal. like his entire chapter is so tragic. It's insane. Yeah, exactly. Huge whoopsies. But you learn in his story, which I think is a fumble on the writing part, because I thought it would be really interesting if it otherwise. At some point I want to talk about Crestoria. Like I'll probably do a Crestoria stream at some point, because God, the story was so wasted on a mobile game. But you go and you basically find out that his wife's actually been like hunting down a different creature that has actually been eating people. Apparently she also wants to eat people, but she's been restraining herself because she loves her husband so much. And what ends up happening is that she is mortally wounded and he has to kill her with his own hands, because she's like, hey, I would like to die human, and if I'm left like this, then I will turn into a monster. So can you do me a solid and murder me, please? Which, holy shit, it was such an intense scene. And his daughter ends up seeing it as it happens, and he becomes a transgressor, which is basically, if you commit a crime in Tales of Crestoria, you are permanently branded and hunted down for eternity until you die. So he becomes a transgressor because his daughter reports him, and his daughter's also half that monster. So she can also transform into these creatures. So he joins the party to help his daughter. So like, holy shit, like you enter Orwin's story thinking that he's a horrible guy, and then you leave thinking like, holy shit, this man this man's been through hell. No wonder he was drinking so much. Anyway, Tales of Crestoria is very good. If you can probably look up any playthroughs of it on YouTube. The story was so wasted on it, on a mobile platform, which I hope there's more Crestoria content in the future. But anyway, here's Vicious, also from Tales of Crestoria. He's just a decent man. I don't have much to say about Vicious. His name is Vicious, as opposed to Orwin, but basically Vicious is like, he's kind of the father of all transgressors, kind of. We never got to learn what that meant, so we don't know the actual like meaning of him being the birth of all transgressors. But he acts all high and mighty, he acts like an asshole, but actually he does care about things. And he's very like, he doesn't like the transgressor system where people get hunted down as they commit one single crime, like basically sentenced to death. And he just kind of being very chaotic to usurp the system, which is like, that's pretty decent. He's not really suspicious. He like wears everything on his sleeve. A lot of people in the Tales community think he's suspicious, but I don't agree with that. Just because he wears everything on his sleeve, just like, hey, I'm an asshole, fuck you. that kind of thing. All right, next up we have Soulless from Dragon Age Inquisition. Specifically, run him over with a car. I want to kill him. I want to kill him so bad. Soulless is a suspicious mage from Dragon Age Inquisition, where he doesn't really commit any crimes in the game necessarily, but however, at the end of the game, it turns out that he caused all the events of Inquisition, because he was just like, hey, I'm gonna give this really evil guy this ancient artifact that can destroy the world. Whoopsie, that didn't turn out well. Uh-oh. And his current goal as of Dragon Age Dreadwolf, which is gonna probably come out next year, is to destroy the world because, oh no, he wants to make the world how it was when he was like a baby. So he's very nostalgic, like heavy boomer logic, honestly. So we have baby boomer Soulless here, who wants the world to be just like it was in the good old days, and we hate him. He's like the main antagonist of Dreadwolf as far as we know, because the game hasn't come out yet. But I'm hoping to kill baby boomer Soulless in that game. He's horrible. That's all I'm gonna say about that. He also looks like an egg, so I think that's horrible. I think it's horrible that he looks very egg-like. I will kill him. Like, basically, I'm worried about how Dragon Age Dreadwolf is going to turn out because like BioWare has been under some changes recently. But if I get to kill or otherwise harm this man, it will immediately be Game of the Year for me. I just hate this guy so much. This hatred has been like writhing within me since Dragon Age Inquisition came out. I hate him. All right. So next is N from Pokemon. If you have not played Pokemon Black and White, one, you should immediately. It's so good. Pokemon Black and White is my favorite Pokemon game. Tomochi! Hi, Tomochi. How you doing? Hope you're having a fantastic one. And his husband, I agree. He's poor little Meow Meow.
Boy! Hello,
Mock, how many times
boy.
you can do this?
Welcome! Here he comes! There he is! Here comes the boy!
Yeah, and for Pokemon, I mean, if you played Pokemon Black and White, you fucking know. You fucking know. Yeah, exactly. Gen 5 supremacy. N is so good. Manipulated all his life. He's a poor little Meow Meow. He's a little sussy, but it's because he's being manipulated. So like everything about him's forgiven. He even gets his own little like character development moment in Black and White 2. Like holy shit. And I can't say this enough about him. He's just so good. Just the best little boy ever. Love this guy. I will never get over him for as long as I live. Can't wait for the Pokemon Black and White remakes. My favorite of all viruses. Oh my god, it's my favorite Tomochi. And his husband, exactly. All right, so here we have Toma from the Otome game Amnesia. And I'm not sure if any of you are familiar with Amnesia, but oh dang, I just got a notification of under heat advisory. Did you go outside again, nerd? Yeah, I did. Sorry. Whoopsies. That was me again. I love Gen 4. I love the starters. Aren't those remakes coming this year? Black and White? I'm not sure. Like genuinely, I'm not sure. Because they haven't announced anything yet. I think remakes would probably come next year or the year after. I don't know. They're coming out with Pokemon games too fast. Like they're not giving them enough time to cook. They like let them cook a little bit. I want the Pokemon Black and White remix to be good, not like a carbon copy of the originals. On past better they'd be this year. I mean, if it was this year, they would have been announced by now. Like genuinely, they would have been announced now, unless they're planning on doing it really quickly. Because generally, I think that like stuff, if it came out this year, it would probably be around Christmas, and they usually announce late year stuff around now. So I don't know. They usually announce it pretty late in the year. Okay. I forget the timeline of Pokemon as far as when announcements happen versus when they come out. According to normal people, I would think that Christmas stuff would be announced now. As in, like, right now, I think Dragon Age Dreadwolf was supposed to come out this year, but if it's not announced by, like, the end of August, it's not coming out this year. Oh, man, game... No! Dr. Fexus, stop that. They're gonna match the quality. I know they're not. They're definitely not gonna match the quality of the originals, but still, I want them to try. Like, we will think of it this way: we will always have the originals. Like, them remaking the game is never gonna take away the fact that we still have the originals. So might as well give them a good college try, because you know, it'll at least introduce the game and the story to a younger generation. So I'm not going to turn up my nose at it, despite their like quality with remakes. Like they're either really good or really bad. But I don't know. I'm hoping. Here's hoping at least. So yeah. Anyway, here's Toma from Amnesia. This is an Otome game. Toma is the yandere. And if you've ever heard a joke about the cage in Otome games, this guy is why that joke was founded. That's why he's murder on sight. Basically, in Amnesia on Toma's route, he puts the heroine in a cage and just keeps her there. And it doesn't matter what you choose, it's just part of his story. So it's just like, oh, no matter what my choices make, I still end up in the cage. Okay, that's cool. And also, the reason why he's so suspicious is because, like, the whole plot of Amnesia, the Atoma game, is that the heroine has amnesia and is trying to kind of put together her life again. And Toma immediately figures this out and is like, oh, hey, I'm your boyfriend. He wasn't her boyfriend, and it's very obvious. So he's like up to something the entire time. The heroine, yes. You think we're gonna get Scarlet Violet DLC in place of the Christmas remake release? Maybe. Like, the DLC thing kind of puts a wrench in things. So like, I think DLC might replace things. So yeah, he puts the heroine in a cage, and it's not great. He's horrible. He's very yandere. He like drugs her to keep her in there. It's like, it's horrible. I would murder him on sight. Like, absolutely murder him. What's that? What's that look, Salem? Oh. Anyway, next up is Ray from Buddy Daddies, which this was suggested by Salem, which you might be thinking, Nur, you don't watch anime. You don't know these guys. I'm like, and to that I say, I actually do. So I have watched 3 episodes of this anime, which I think is more than enough time to judge this fan. So basically, when I got Crunchyroll, I like went to hang out with Moji and Brevi. So when I was over at their place, we were looking through Crunchyroll. We saw this little anime called Buddy Daddies, and it was, at the time, it was still releasing. So it was like a brand new anime. So we're like, okay, let's watch this. And watched 3 episodes. It was like the 3 that were out at the moment, and we loved it. I still need to go back and finish it. It was so good. Like, those first 3 episodes were really, really good. So I'm excited to get back into it at some point. But as far as I know, because like technically the 2 dads are like, they're like, they aren't really up to something. They're just assassins, right? He doesn't hesitate to get headshot, but also he's a decent father, so he's a decent man. In my opinion, like, I didn't get a suspicious vibe from either of them. I was just like, oh, they're just hitmen and they're good fathers. Cool. So I didn't really get the suspicious vibe from him, but he's a very decent man and a very good father, from what I understand. I know he's the one who's like more holed up and more of a loner than the other one. Yeah, quiet, reserved, but still, he has a child now. But he's not really, he doesn't really fit into the suspicious category because he's not really up to something. He's just quiet, reserved. Like, being an assassin is just his job. So I don't think that really counts against him being sussy. I finished that show and almost sobbed over. Oh my god, I really need to go back to it then. Yeah, I definitely am gonna come back to this. I'm probably just gonna watch the whole thing like from the start rather than starting with episode 4, just because it has been a bit. It's one of those times when it's just, there's a reason why I don't really watch anime weekly, because usually I'll watch an anime and be like, oh my god, that's so good, I want to watch more of it, and I completely forget about it. So that's why I have to like watch it all at once, or else I'll never get it done. So yeah, next up is Sampo from Honkai Star Rail. He's very suspicious. He's he's very sussy, and he kind of has he has the vibes of a wet cat. He just seems like a very wet cat the entire time he's on screen. Like a very pathetic little wet cat who needs to be wrapped up in a blanket. That is the vibes I get from Sampo from Honkai. And I think Sampo deserves to be in the poor little meow meow section, just because like Star Rail's like an ongoing thing right now, so we don't know his full story. We don't know that he's like involved with the plot in some way. We don't know how that goes right now, but god, he's so pathetic. I think just from his vibes of being this really, really like wet cat that needs to be wrapped in a blanket. He just deserves to be in the poor little meow meow section. And that's where he's gonna live. All right, next up is Alvin from Tales of Exilia. Alvin is the trader of Tales games. One of the traders of Tales games. He's the trader of Tales of Exilia. Basically, he, God, how do I even simplify the story of Tales of Exilia? His crimes include betraying, actually, I'm just gonna go with the basic one. His crimes include betraying the party and trying to shoot 2 teenagers to death. But you know what? He's a poor little meow meow. Basically, he's a trader, like a double agent, as per usual with Tales traders. And at some point during the story, he kind of gets left out in the middle, where he's kind of betrayed by both like he betrays one faction, gets betrayed by the other faction, and it's kind of on its own. He's kind of going through it mentally. So he tries to hunt down, someone else tells him like, hey, if you hunt down these teenagers, then we'll let you you continue like doing what you're doing. So yeah, he hunts down 2 teenagers and tries to murder them. Just give me a second, guys. All right. Yeah, but I think he can be forgiven for this. So the thing with Alvin is that there's a sequel to Tales of Exilia called Tales of Exilia 2, where he completely regrets everything that happened in the first game, where he's just like, man, I shouldn't have shot those teenagers. and like he does have a lot of PTSD regarding that. So like based on his existence in Tales of Exilia 2, I think I can forgive him. Like, you know, those teenagers are annoying anyway. Yeah, it's fine. Like Alvin learned his lesson in the second game and he regrets it. So, you know, it's fine. I think he's my poor little meow meow. Everything, all of his crimes forgiven. We can give this guy some therapy later. Oh, we're really getting down to it. Okay, so we have Suwon from Yona of the Dawn. So Yona of the Dawn starts with the character Yona having a big crush on this guy named Suwon right here. Suwon is her cousin. Which, you know, that's just one problem here. And basically Suwon, at the end of the first episode / first chapter of Yona of the Dawn, he murders her father in order to usurp the emperor and take over, and also tries to murder Yona. And you don't really see this coming because he's just so unassuming and very like he presents himself as a very ditzy guy. Yona. Yeah, Yona escapes, and eventually like she tries to basically get revenge on Suwon because he's such a suspicious little dude. And you always think like despite like you think that his suspicious stuff ends with him murdering the emperor because he gets what he wants, but he's still suspicious despite this. Like you never know what he's up to, even though he's the emperor and he should kind of get what he's trying to do, but like you still are second guessing all of his moves just because you're like, wait, what are you doing over there? Like, what is your purpose of being the emperor? You're not acting as we are expecting you to act. Yeah, Suwon, he's not really any of my business. Like he can just continue what he's doing, but I don't want any part of it. Like I'm kind of indifferent to Suwon. He's, I don't know, there's way more interesting characters in the story, which is weird because usually I am drawn to these suspicious types, but for some reason Suwon never grabbed me. So there's a lot of other characters that aren't suspicious that I greatly love instead of this guy. I don't know. I don't like him. Like I don't like him, but not enough to murder. Like this is a special category for people I want to kill. So he just, none of my business. He can just do what I want. So do whatever he wants. And next up, familiar characters to the streams. We have Saint Germain from Code Realize. Suspicious.
Boy! Hello, boy! Welcome! Here he comes! There he is! Here comes the boy!
Yeah, Saint Germain, famously portrayed by Matcha VT in his vocal performance in the weekly Tuesday streams. But yeah, Saint Germain. Oh God, no. So yeah, Saint Germain. Everyone loves Saint Germain, right? Wrong. I don't like him. Basically, if you have not watched the reading streams, why haven't you watched Code Realize? We put so much effort into it. Like, come on, there's Saint Germain. Keep your brothers away from him. The ultimate stinker voice line. Oh my God. Is there a simpage going on in the chat? I know Matcha likes him, but I am not a fan. Unfortunately, your voice portrayal could not save him. Honestly, your portrayal did save him from the murder on sight category. I will admit that. But basically, Saint Germain, when you enter into a route with him, he tries to murder you. He tries to do a murder. He's like, oh, I'm gonna stab you in the heart. Also, he like murders your brother, but it's not that bad because his brother, the protagonist's brother is not that bad. Is like kind of deserves it, I guess. Without him, we would never, we would not have. You'll never. I know. So he does try and murder you, and then later you learn that like he's been ordered to murder you because of this like how should I describe this? This big organization that's set to put humanity on the right path, and apparently they ordered the protagonist to die because if the protagonist lives, then it might send humanity down a very tragic path. So it's kind of like he's trying to murder her for the betterment of humanity, but like, you know, he's catching feelings. So you learn this throughout his route, and then eventually he's just like, oh shit, I'm in love with you. And yeah, also he said that also we told him that he'll never understand, and then we immediately started dating him. Sometimes you gotta spice things up with a little murder. I mean, he failed. he failed at the murder part. We still lived. His route was scary. Like, his route immediately became a horror game. Like, the rest of the game is like all cheery and stuff. Then immediately he gets the knife out and just like, ah ha 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 ha. You're trapped here. I'm gonna murder you. So yeah, I'm sorry, Matcha, but he's not any of my business. So he's not any of my business, but whatever you want to do with him, go ahead. Not my business. I won't kill him, but I don't want anything to do with him. I'm sorry. Like, he's a suspicious man that I am not into. I'm so sorry. And this was a suggestion from Azza. What the hell was their name? I actually need to pull it up. But this is a character from... Sorry, let me just I don't really know this character. I'm sorry. Just a second. Yeah, pink hair. Azza, who was this man's name? Sanetoshi Watase from Penguin Drum. Another show that I've been meaning to watch, but it's from Penguin Drum. I did look up his crimes. So his crimes include basically manipulating somebody. Like, he is a doctor, and this is like very distilled because I just like read the wiki. It was like, okay, what did he do? Okay, this is what he did. He's a doctor, and he's been like supplying medicine to a character's sister, and because I think the brother and sister are poor, he kind of uses this to make the guy do like nefarious things. And then at the end of the show or something, he says like, ah ha ha, she was going to die anyway. I was just manipulating you this entire time. Medical malpractice. No. He was just using medicine. Like, he was telling the brother that the medicine would save her when it really wasn't doing anything. So kind of malpractice, like wasn't like transparent with the contents of her medicine, I guess. So none of my business though. I mean, I can appreciate a very sussy doctor, but not any of my business, especially because I don't even know this man. But based on his crimes, none of my concern. Just keep going doing what he's doing. However, if he is charming, I would put him in the poor Lemia section. But I don't know his personality, but none of my who are you? wait a minute, who are you? All right, so next we have Kyoya from Ouran High School Host Club, the classic shoujo anime. So Kyoya is the more like scheming member of the host club. You don't really know what he's thinking most of the time. He's very finance driven. It's kind of the one who keeps the host club on the rails. He is a poor little meow meow, just because I don't know, he's not that bad as far as suspicious goes. Like, he's suspicious on the level of high school where like the stakes aren't really high, but it's like for a high school setting, it's like, oh God, what is he doing over there? But he's a good boy overall. I'm just gonna put him in the poor little meow meow section. Like, I wouldn't want to put him in the decent man category just because like he does have like the high school suspicious vibes to him. It's very, very like low level suspicious activity, but poor little meow meow, everything can be forgiven for him. He does things with a good heart. Even though they are very, very, very suspicious. He's up to something constantly. But it's mainly finances driven. He is a capitalist, but you know, we can forgive him. All right, so next up, I will also be surprised if anyone knows this guy. It is Warwick Angelo from Gangsta. It is one of my favorite mangas of all time. It's not even complete. Warwick is basically a bounty hunter slash handyman in basically a very corrupt town run by the mafia. He's like the only neutral party in the entire city. Only you don't really get what his affiliation is, because like you think he says things, but then later he's very inconsistent with like his affiliation and how he really feels. But it's done in a purposeful way, because he's literally like not actually saying what he feels half the time. So he's never like giving any information that to give you any insight into his character. It's really, really interesting. And later he does some really, really suspicious stuff in the manga. So, but he is my poor little meow meow. Oh, I should also mention he's a gigolo. So, you get to see him naked a lot. So yeah, he is the best gigolo ever. And you know, great. Hey, yeah, exactly. Like, is that getting people interested in Gangsta? Oh my God. Yeah, watch Gangsta. There's a lot of shirtless guys and it's very drug, sex, and rock and roll. Love it. However, if you watch the anime, end it at episode 9, because the anime never got finished. So just end it at episode 9, please. Ooh. Still a very good show other than that. So next we have fuck, I forget how to pronounce his name. Kifrey from Witch Hat Atelier. Kifrey is based so Witch Hat Atelier is like a witch. It's like a witch kind of thing where like a girl goes to witch school to learn how to be a witch, and Kifrey is her teacher, and Kifrey's always up to something and willing to put children in danger in order to do that. So half the time when the children get put in danger, it's because this guy is just like doing his own thing and like trying to find out something. However, it is all because his eye was stolen by these clan of evil witches. So he's very hell-bent on finding the evil witches and basically reclaiming what they took from him. So that is kind of his whole motivation, is like, hey, you stole my eyeball. Can I have it back, please? And it's honestly, if you've not read Witch Hat Atelier, it is so good. It is honestly the best like wizard witch school thing that I've ever read. Like, genuinely, it is so exquisite. And the art's so good, and also has this suspicious man that I think is a poor little meow meow. He is very sympathetic, despite him putting children in danger half the time to get his eyeball back. You know, I think it's forgivable. So many poor little meow meows. I will think of any excuse to forgive these suspicious guys. Exactly, fuck them kids. They can deal with it. It builds character, it's put chest on their chest. They can deal with whatever they get thrown at them. They're trying to be wizards, right? Come on, come on. Everyone like print that up and frame it. I said fuck them kids. All right, next up we have Victor from Tales of Exilia 2. Victor is, so Tales of Exilia 2 stars basically a guy and this little kid he found, and Victor is the father to this little kid. And Victor like acts like a very caring parental figure, and then unfortunately well, this is done out of the kindness of his heart, but you learn that basically he has kind of been manipulating some of the background of the plot of Tales of Exilia 2 in order to start a brand new world where like he and his daughter can live free, which unfortunately involves killing everyone in the multiverse. So, you know, that's a thing. But it's all for the love of his daughter, because like otherwise like his daughter is kind of destined to die. So he just like, I'm gonna destroy the multiverse for my child, but also we're all going to die when it happens. Yay. He's a little misguided, but honestly, it can make him worse. I just want to see what else he would do. He's not in the game for that long, but I think he's very interesting. I wanted to see him a little more, so I think I can make him worse. Honestly, we look like he's kind of the opposite of the good fathers up here. Because like these are good fathers who are good role models to the kids. This is a father that's being a horrible role model, but is still a good father. He's still very good to his daughter. It's just that he wants to destroy all of existence, which includes his daughter. You know, just father things. Okay, last two. We have Waka from Okami. So Waka, exactly, it's fine. It's fine. So Waka is a very suspicious one. So you might be asking, why is Waka suspicious? Well, number one, he's French. Number two, he kind of does a mocking thing towards Amaterasu on their quest across Nippon. And he kind of gives like weird advice along the way. But then later you just kind of discover like, oh, he's been acting suspicious this entire time, but it's because he's like regrets something and he's just trying to right the wrong that his people did. It's been such a long time since I played Okami. I really need to play it again. But I think Waka is a poor little meow meow. Again, adding to the poor little meow meow list because holy shit, there's so many poor little meow meows today. But so Waka, like, he's doing it all to try and right the wrong that his people did, because his people basically caused a bad, and he's just trying to get Ami along the way to save the thing. What an even curve. Exactly. It's so even. It's so even. It's definitely not it's definitely not me having a certain like, what the hell is the word I'm thinking of? I just have a certain preference. That's the word. I have a preference to suspicious men, and that totally doesn't reflect on this list at all. Definitely not. Really. Smile, smile, smile. Yeah, our last character is Zelos from Tales of Symphonia. Tales of Symphonia was one of the first games I ever streamed. I don't have the VODs for it anymore because it was before I was like uploading VODs and stuff. So unfortunately it's lost, but I did stream this, and it was one of the first games I streamed as an R at least. And Zelos is a triple agent in Tales of Symphonia. He's in the party, he works for the evil church, and he works for, what are the factions again? He works for the evil church, the party, and the renegades to the evil church. So he works for all three of them. He's working for all parties at the same time. He betrays the party, kidnaps one of the characters, it basically makes her suffer a lot because as a result of him kidnapping her. But it is because basically he has hated his existence since he was born. So he's kind of like, hey, Lamau, I'm just on the winning side because life doesn't matter, Lamau. And I think Zealous is a very fascinating character just because like you think he has everything and yet. So Zealous is also poor little Meow Meow. I definitely don't have a preference for suspicious men at all. But yeah, Zealous is a poor little Meow Meow. I think he does some horrible things during the plot, but I think everything is forgivable for this guy. And yeah, that is the last suspicious man that lays it out. So to summarize, the ultimate stinkers are Shigure from Fruits Basket, Raven Vesperia from Tales of Vesperia, and Andrews from Dragon Age 2, and all these other assholes are all suspicious men that I mostly like in general, or otherwise will murder on sight. Then there's some decent men at the bottom and an asshole. But yeah, that's all I have tonight. I hope that was enjoyable. I genuinely I wanted the stream tonight, but I knew if I did an actual game tonight, I would have been here all night. And like, it's way better for me to be here for an hour and a half than it would be because like if I played Final Fantasy, I would have been here for 4 hours, like no question. It would have been such a long stream. Just because I'm insane. I just like Final Fantasy too much. Good list. Thank you. Thank you for all the bits tonight, Matcha. Very passionate about boys tonight. But yeah, so tomorrow I'm gonna go on vacation, which is I'm very excited for. I've been kind of vibrating in my seat about this whole week. I'm still vibrating in my seat because I do have mild travel anxiety, but the second I get like checked in and like in the airport and stuff, I'll be fine. It's just like the anxiety of like, oh god, I'm not at the airport yet. What if I'm late? That kind of stuff. Olivia, you can do it. Thank you. Yeah, this year, like, there's been so many years where I've been like, oh man, I'm never gonna, like, I talked to so many people online, I'm never gonna meet them ever. And yet within this past year, I've been like, I had the opportunity to meet someone that I've like known for years and years in Seattle. And like, I went to Seattle in November of last year, and that was insane because they're just like, oh my god, we've known each other for so long and we're finally meeting. And it was like the vibes were so chill when we hung out. And oh god, and now I'm gonna meet so many other people that I've known for years, and I get to hang out with them in person. I'm so fucking stoked, man. Like, especially like whenever you get into like online friendships, you just think, well, there's not any guarantee that I'm ever gonna like actually meet them in person or something. Like I can know them forever and I might not ever get to see them in person, but I'm meeting so many people. I'm meeting people starting tomorrow. Like, I'm meeting all these people tomorrow. And then next month I get to meet even more people. Like, holy shit. All this happening within the span of a single year. It's insane. God, thank you for the care package. I'm just so excited. But I'm mostly packed now. But I do need to do some like last minute packing. Like, as in like packing some stuff that I needed tonight, but that it shouldn't be that stressful. But yeah, so there won't be any streams from tomorrow until Sunday because I'll be out meeting people, and the one sword is where he belongs. Exactly. The one sword is not. I miss Ner. I'm still here. I haven't left yet. I mean, I'm probably gonna end stream very soon though, so I'm leaving soon, but I'm still here. You gotta appreciate me while I'm rambling. Oh god. Oh, I'm just thinking this week's also been kind of wild because I've been posting bongos and stuff. I've been getting contacted by people who like want to use them. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so happy. because I've kind of like breached containment now. I'm not like, I'm no longer doing bongos for like friends where I can just dump them into your DMs and leave. I have to actually post them on Twitter, and people actually have to approach me and saying like, hey, I want this. And I'm like, oh, you do? Holy shit. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe when I come back from vacation, I'll make more. I mean, I am gonna make more, but oh, holy shit, there's so many. There's so many of them. Yeah, bangos. Yeah, I think my next bongo section is gonna be when I make the 100th bongo. So 100 of those guys are gonna be out in the open somewhere. Which, holy shit, it's gonna be great. Yeah, 100 whole bongos that may be out in the wild. They're out there. Somewhere, ominously, out there, watching, waiting, bongoing, even. So I guess I'm gonna end stream tonight because we've raided a bunch of sussy men, and now I'm just procrastinating the rest of my packing. So I guess I should end stream. So let me see who's currently streaming. This is usually the time when I start a stream, so it's kind of like, oh shit. Oh my god, did Zelos show up like twice in one stream? God, Zelos just senses these things, right? Oh, what was this one? Ian, you're not sussy. Get out of here. Yeah, exactly. Oh. Squishy.
Have confidence. No confidence.
No confidence. All right. Who is online and who can we raid? Oh, this is gonna be rare. Because I'm ending stream so early compared to this. Oh god, Thomas. Because I'm ending stream so early, that means I get the opportunity to raid a Mr. Check These. Usually he is ended stream by the time I'm done streaming, but I am not doing this like too late night. I can finally do this. Oh my god. Well, let's go. We're gonna raid Mr. Check These. He's currently playing Pokemon Infinite Fusion. Oh god, look at all those fusions. Oh god. Let me queue it up. You can tell Check These and Germa would get worse. Yeah, please spread the message. Germa is gonna be worse. Please when you raid in, tell him that Germa can be made worse. Should get worse. All right. So see you guys on Monday or Tuesday. It's either gonna be Monday or Tuesday, and I'll see you after I get back from vacation. I'll have stories and stuff. Anyway, bye.